What's up, everybody? I need to speak to you about dictatorship, authoritarianism, and what Trump has been doing to this country for years, and you haven't recognized it. Now, I know people are going to say, oh, it's alarmist and all that. I don't bring alarmist shit. I bring straight facts. That's just who I am. There's literally multiple playbooks, all of them pretty much similar, on how to turn a democracy into a dictatorship. And Donald Trump is checking off every box. I'm going to start a series on how to turn a democracy into a dictatorship, how to recognize it. Donald Trump has effectively checked off almost every box. The only thing that's really stopping him is us, the people who are actually on social media telling facts. We are the only entity now that has to save democracy. The Democrats are doing a horrible job of it. The left-leaning media, horrible job of it. Their idea is to lean into Donald Trump and give him some kind of validation because they don't want to get sued. See, this is the problem of when you turn news into a profitable business as opposed to it being what it's supposed to be. Speaking truth to power, holding power accountable. You're not supposed to be in bed with power. You're supposed to have power in check so that they don't take over the people and become a dictatorship. And what media has done has fucked those lines completely up. What do I mean by that? I was in the news media for over 20 years, and I saw the deterioration a long time ago, where they started to literally focus on what they can do to get people to literally watch their shows. From only showing like mostly black and Latino crime, white people rarely committing crimes, that played into the hands of this white supremacy thing and got people to believing that white people don't commit as many crimes as any other race. That is such a lie. There are a lot of white people in jail, but you wouldn't know it by watching the news, would you? You would think there'd be more black people. They're not. And even when you realize there's more white people in jail, and you start to realize, well, they're most of the criminals, they still play it off as if these people, they just had a bad luck. You don't realize that you should be more afraid of white people than any other race because news media doesn't play it out that way. That's one thing. But then when you start to see what they find to be important, they have no problem tearing down somebody who's a celebrity, finding a celebrity in an awkward position, literally going to lawsuits of celebrities and things of that nature because they're sensationalists. They literally want to get more eyeballs watching their station so their ratings go up. It's not about being factual. It's about being first. When news started going that direction, it was the fall of the fourth estate. Now the media has to take responsibility for their actions. Left-leaning media, MSNBC, are seeing horrible ratings. Why? Because the people who are liberal, Democrats, just honest people that want the facts can't find them on your station. They're starting to find you capitulate to those who have been nothing but liars. You're normalizing liars and you're acting afraid of liars. One thing that Americans do is that we can't stand being bullied. And you guys are being bullied. And instead of punching the bully in the nose, you're capitulating to him. Us people, us Americans who believe in the Constitution, who believe in equal rights, who believe that people should be able to live the way they want to live as long as it's not harming anybody else. Those people are tired of not having a fighter on their side. You guys always want to capitulate to them. It is like they're the strong ones and you're the weak ones. We want you guys to stand 10 toes down for the truth. And instead, you're sitting here cowering like a little bitch. And we're sitting here like, wait a minute. You guys are speaking all this strength, truth to power, 10 toes down. And now you're like, well, we got to get along. Why would you need to get along? They need to come onto the side of goodness. We don't have to capitulate to evil. The things he was doing. You guys are sitting there like, oh, well, it's not so much. You don't even hear you telling us it's a dictatorship anymore. You're not telling us anything about being fascist anymore. You're not saying anything about this man having an authoritarian type of lifestyle. No, you ain't saying shit about that. It's so much as he's coming into office, so we got to find out a way to get along. Instead of these corporations standing 10 toes down on what the people who buy their products believe, they're like, fuck that. We're going to Donald Trump and capitulating to him because they feel they have us trapped into their business no matter what. So what they do is ultimately not going to affect their bottom line. But he can affect their bottom line by creating laws that will mess up their business. But the people, us, content creators who deal in fact, we are the last men and women standing for democracy. Mainstream media has capitulated. Fox left a long time ago. The people on social media right now, if you guys don't start putting your money behind them, the ones who are fighting 10 toes, democracy is dead. They're already trying to destroy media. ABC capitulating with the 15 million, they know that's a drop in the bucket. But the reality is, it's bigger than the money. They said, we give in to the bully. And in so doing, you have given this bully strength. He's got superpowers now. Anybody who says something to me or about me, I'm going to sue you and destroy you. So ABC, I'm no longer watching you because you have destroyed news 100%. And I like ABC, but I have to go. Ain't nothing I'm watching on your station anymore because you capitulated to authoritarian figure and knocked down the dominoes of the fourth estate. You're the first to go and he's going after more. And had you stood 10 toes down, your ratings would skyrocket because we're looking for somebody that has the balls to stand up to this dictator wannabe. And you just fell. There is no regaining from this. You either stand 10 toes down or you fall. You just told us that if some news comes out about Trump that he doesn't like, you're going to cater your news and your facts so that he doesn't sue you anymore. Well, I hope it paid off for you, but trust and believe your ratings will fall. Now, we need to find a media source that is going to stand 10 toes down on the facts. And we need to start supporting people like myself on all our social media platforms. Why? Because we need people like myself and others who fight 10 toes for facts with literal receipts that you can check and be able to realize what's propaganda and what's not. And that people that would challenge you and ask you to do so, not to just believe in them full-heartedly without doing this homework. Because you got to understand something, a dictator would never ask you to do the homework because the information starts and stops with them. Their validation is people say, a lot of people say, smart people say, that is their validation because now they're telling you you're stupid if you go research because this smart person just said it. You'll find yourself, if you're in that type of world, not fact checking shit. And if anybody does fact check it, you'll take those to be lies, AI, made up, but never have any facts of your own to validate what your dear leader said because you don't need it. Dear leader said it. So what y'all gonna do? Here are all my platforms. I want you guys to go subscribe to them, become members, things of that nature. Now, I'm gonna start 2 series on all of my platforms. It's gonna be written, it's gonna be audio, it's gonna be video for you guys to know exactly how a dictatorship is started. And the other one's gonna be the steps to destroy it. Keep on the lookout.